Jumpsuit, obviously we've had extensive conversations on all our songs and where they're at and what order to have people listen to things. I think that we kind of agreed for Jumpsuit and Nico that these two really kind of were a nice bridge coming from where things left off with the last album, Blurryface. And I kind of feel like that's an important thing. I think that if I listen to a band and discover an album that I really love, or maybe a couple albums, and then they kind of come out with another album a little bit later, or you don't hear from them for a little bit, and then new music comes out, and it's completely different, then it's tough to be really excited about investing in the rest of that project. I feel like having something that really connected the two albums together and really felt like a natural progression from where it was at before just made sense. Not to say that the rest of the album sounds way different, but that one, I think to us, really felt like it was the most connecting. So that was kind of the decision for really both of those songs. Musically, not as of yet. I think it's been a pretty sacred thing, I guess. I think that we would be open to collaboration in the future or at some point if it just felt really organic and natural and something came up. Because I think that's the biggest fear is unorganic collaborations, where it's just having somebody on a track just for the name or whatever. I think it's, trying to be really intentional about that. With both of our albums before, Vessel and Blurryface, there was kind of a place from which to write. And whether that's kind of personal things that happen in life, or thoughts, or just emotional or spiritual journeys, a lot of it was, with the last one, was the idea of insecurity. And that was kind of personified by this character called Blurryface. And I think within this one, there is a place from which to write. And I think it's zooming out a little bit from that character, still learning about that character, but a little bit more into the story, if that makes sense. So I would say that probably would cover kind of a lot of what the record's about. And I wouldn't say that any album that we've done has been a concept album, but I think naturally some content gears toward certain themes or ideas. And I would say the same about this one, and not to say that every song discusses that or covers it, because there's some with different subject matter that still feels along the lines of trying to remain cohesive, at least, if any of that makes sense. I don't know if we've ever actually used the word hiatus, but I guess it kind of means sort of just like a break in work. But, we've been working. I think the way that we looked at it was just kind of like an intentional quiet period, which kind of happened for multiple reasons. One was coming off of the back of a long tour that, really realistically was kind of probably 5 or 6 years of kind of like nonstop travel. And then the Grammy thing was crazy, and it was a really big year, or a couple years for us. There was kind of a few conversations. One is just, is there such thing as oversaturation, and can that kind of like lead people to get tired of it or get bored of it? So there was kind of a conversation of stepping back a little bit to just make sure that there's actual things to talk about and things to deliver, rather than kind of just sort of meaningless posts just to exist. I think during the time where we were creating and working, we kind of wanted to just step back a little bit and be present in that world. And not bore people with stuff that isn't as important as the content we were working on. And then also, I think it was a real kind of way for us to in the weeds, I guess, and see who, if we do kind of step back a little bit and walk away from it for a period of time and then come back, who's going to still be there? And who, because naturally, if there's not something that's so in your face, they're going to stray away a little bit, which is fine, and that's normal. But we wanted to see who would stick around and who would still be there. And it looks like there are some people that have stuck around, which is really cool. Those are the people that we want around, and those are the people that mean a ton to us.